Hello. Hola. ¿Cómo está? Muy bien. Gracias. Okay, just being funny. Trying to clean up a little bit. My little area is a little dirty. Come on in. Hello, Cassie Bear, if you're still here. It's good to see you. I haven't seen you in a while. Hello, Cupid. Hello, SCJ. Hello, Kamira. Hola. Hello. Come on in. Take a seat. Okay. I want to talk about something that happened yesterday. And then we're going to get into the Maghen saga. But it really triggered me. So I would like to talk to you guys about it. And yes, I have pretzels that I'm going to be chomping on while I'm hanging out with you guys. Hello, Darcy. Hello, Laura. For what? Laura, what's going on Ron's channel? I haven't been invited. Hello, Adria. Hello, Maria. I told y'all I was going to borrow her. Make it Wayne, make it Wayne. Oh, yeah, Judy Bird, I fixed my tip jar. I fixed it. I think you can just click on it and leave a tip if you like my stuff. Hey, if you're here, say hello. If you're in the chat and you've never said hello, come on, you can do it. My mom listens to this cooking show. She really likes this cooking show. And I said, Mom, do you ever say hello? Do you ever say hi to the people? Oh, no. I just get on there and okay, what's going on? Hold on, guys. Come on. Okay. Atwood? Yeah, I mean, if I'm ever invited back on Ron or Atwood's channel, I would not mind going on there. I like Ron and Sean Atwood. They've never said or did anything to me. And I like them. I don't believe all the rumors. And I really think Sean's a nice guy. So I shouldn't say it, Cupid. What's up, Ralph? Let me know if you want to come out. I think you're going live too. That don't even look right. Yeah, I think Ralph has his own live that he's about to do. You have a great live too, Ralph. You're welcome to come in. Great. Hello, Ralph.
What's up with you? How's everything? Namaste.
It's going great. I was going to talk about how are you, first of all.
I'm great. Always great. Even on my worst day, I'm great. Every day brings an opportunity for change, and I look forward to that change. So every day is great.
That's awesome. I like that. Well, before I got started on our Maghen situations, I wanted to talk about Too Strong's live yesterday about the swimsuit, the nakedness, and all of that. But I don't even know if you want to even bring that up. But I just think different parents do different things, different parents think differently. And I think that saying that your daughter or son can't join a sport because of the outfits, I think it's a bit much. So basically, guys in the chat, um, Too Strong, he has his own channel or whatever, but he was talking about how he wouldn't let his kids join gymnastics or something like swimming or anything like that because of the type of clothes that they wear. Now, my first thought was, is that the only people that's going to be seeing you in these in your workout clothes or your swim clothes are the people that's inside the building, which are usually parents and coaches. And so I just think it's weird. I think it's more than just weird that you place that much attention on an outfit that you think people are going to be looking at your kids that way. I think that my brain automatically is like, this is the uniform. This is how it's supposed to be. It doesn't go to, oh, there's somebody that's going to be looking at my baby or looking at my child, and oh no, I better wrap her up or something like that. Now, they have on clothes, but I just think that to each his own. Parents can do what they want to do. But to me, to deprive a child of taking them gymnastics because you don't like the clothes that they wear is a bit much for me. Because you can put a leotard on a child, or because my daughter has like some shorts leotards, so they're not the ones that come up or whatever. But one day she may have to wear that. And the reason why they wear certain clothes is so they can be able to perform. You can't perform in jogging suits and shorts and in a jogging jumper. How are you going to be competitive? How are you going to be able to do what you need to do as a gymnast if you have on all these baggy clothes? And then for him to compare stripping and like he said something about his wife. He said that if his wife came in there with her cleavage showing, which I don't get, because when I go out, I do it all. I mean, I'm a grown woman. I'm going to wear what I want to wear. And if it's sexy, it just happens to be sexy. But he said, what if his wife were is to wear an outfit that is sexy and some man comes around and slaps her on her butt? What position does that leave me in? Well, first of all, they disrespected you and your woman, because no man should be putting their hands on you no matter what. So basically what he's trying to say is that she provoked him to do that because of what she had on. So now I can't wear certain clothes because men are going to think that I am available to them and giving them some type of idea. I just
I damn.
touchy subject.
This is a touchy subject, right? And here's why. Because as you already stated, people have the right to raise their household according to how they want to raise their household. Now, how society is, you know, subjecting, projecting, or so on and so forth. That's how society is. Our job is to prepare our children for the society that they have to live in. Right. That's number one. Right. Preparing our
Exactly.
kids for the society that they have to live in, not the idea society that we want to portray. Not, the world is different than how we're looking at it. So this is where perception comes in. Right. One's perception of reality is based on them. So if they're perceiving these outfits, sexualizing these outfits, saying stuff like, this age is still a little girl, then this is the mindset of that person, right? Women after a certain age starts developing. We all know the developmental stuff.
Exactly.
We all know what qualifies to be a woman. We all know that even though someone is at a certain age, their mental might not be in the same place that their body development is in, so on and so forth. With that being said, the subject at hand on a public platform is touchy because it lets you know the darkness of some people's mind. There's no possible way that I'm looking at an outfit or a uniform that someone has to put on and putting that type of thought to it. We have Halloween costumes that, certain stuff is shown, so on and so forth. So there was a lot of disturbing stuff that was said in and around that conversation. As you can see, I depart from conversations like that due to the fact that, hey, listen, I refuse. So it's based off of, like, the parent, right? We're all parents out here. It's sad that we have to come to the realization that these type of people are out in the world, right?
Exactly.
It's another thing to prepare our children for these type of people that's out in the world,
That's
right?
it.
And then it's the weaponizing or subjecting our children to certain type of imagery without strengthening their mind, right? It really
Yes.
doesn't matter what your child wears if they have a strong mind, right? So you're neglecting this whole person of being a person and subjecting them to the ideal image of how you want to view the world. That's the dangerous part here. To
Right.
look at a woman and deny her of all the respect and everything that comes with
Exactly.
being. That's like saying that just because I'm seeing you, just because you're in my presence, I'm entitled to touch you, grope you.
Right.
That's that. So that's why I stay away from these conversations because it's weird. So
Yes, it
we
is.
have to.
It's very touchy, and it's sorry to cut you off. And then it's different. People could be religious. People could. There's all different kinds of reasons. But I just thought the gymnastics and the swimming and the ice skating, because even ice skating, they have the little skirts on and they're twirling and jumping up in the air and doing their thing. But I've never thought of it in that way until he mentioned it. And then even when he mentioned it, I just, kind of threw it out like, that's not fair. They've been wearing this stuff for years. And,
Right.
it's a sport. And no one's thinking of it in a derogatory way except those types of people. And they are
And
out there also too, Ralph. You don't even have to wear an outfit for men to be PAs, and you don't have to wear skimpy clothes for or whatever you want to wear. I don't If I go out and I wear a cleavage kind of shirt or whatever I decide to wear, that doesn't give anybody permission to do anything to me. and I am not asking for anything as well. And
Right.
so, yeah,
And that's why I say you're absolutely right, because how we're looking at it, how we're looking at this is based on the perception of the eye of that who is beholding whatever image it is, right? If I'm not going out here looking at these outfits and saying, my, right? That's weird as hell that you can't see the age differential, the development, the whole concept of why
mhm.
we say after this certain age, because you're not supposed to place those type of thoughts on, the youth until a
Right,
certain type of age, right? Your mind is supposed to have the discipline of having this level of control over oneself, to where as though you don't, actualize our youth, right? So that way they have the freedom to grow within their self how they want to grow within their self.
exactly.
No one that young is thinking about those things. They're thinking about having fun with their friends. They not thinking about whatever it is that the adult is thinking about. In fact,
Right,
if a lot of those adults put themselves back in that age, they wasn't thinking about that stuff when they was that age.
exactly.
So how do you get to an adult and don't remember what it was like to be that age, and then subject your kids to the reality that you see fit, as opposed to their mindset and how they are just out here trying. And I get it, the world is a scary place. There
It
comes with a
is.
We have to have a lot of, cautiousness when it comes to development. When you got kids in this world and you bringing kids into this world, so on and so forth, you got household rules, you got outside rules, you got respect levels. There's a lot of stuff that comes with this world. We get it, right? But we're talking about grown women that decide to dress how they want to dress. You're telling me that they are subject to whatever that man decides they're subject to, because they decided to dress however they wanted to dress?
Right.
That's
That's changed.
asinine and redundant right there. We came a long way from a world like that. Women fought for their independence. Men fought, like
Exactly.
everybody fought to stand within their independent, rightful self, right? And
Yes.
with all of the level of pronunciations changing, all of the levels of identities changing, I think I think what we're lacking right now and what we're actually fighting is those who have an open mind versus those who are closed minded,
Yes.
because
Exactly.
that seems to be the more so differential thing right now. Is those with the open mind, we're willing to look at it from the other side. We're
Exactly.
willing to say, you know what, you right.
Yeah.
Who am I to see? We all know what a body comes with. We all know the things that comes with a body, right? So who am I to put my thoughts in that type of idea because of your body, this person body, that person body? I have to have that level of control over myself to say that I don't want to have that type of level of conversation about viewing it like that. You know, a lot of people want to have a lack of control over oneself. Therefore, they'll engage in conversations that are, it's really no right and wrong to the conversation, right? It's just, it is what it is sometimes.
You're
So,
right. It is not a right or wrong. You're absolutely right. There's no wrong and there is no right. It's just depends on the individual and what you believe in.
yeah,
But I think for them to actually, you know, degrade it was what bothered me. The fact that, oh, look at you, look what you're wearing. So you're inviting this in when they were talking to Maggie, like, oh, look at your boobs are out or something like that, and like you're inviting it in, as if it's okay for them to do it.
right.
Yeah, and definitely not. Definitely not. No, yeah, I like to wear my clothes down, or she does. She's always done that. She didn't start doing it because of Jag. She always, just wear her clothes the way she wants to wear it. And like you said, we're talking about adults here. And let's get back to the kids real quick. Now, like, because I have a 4-year-old, and I would not, like, when she goes to swim class, I don't put her in the car with her swimsuit on. She has on shorts underneath, and maybe that's about it because it flares out or whatever. But common sense, like when you leave the house, you don't want to leave the house, go, like, you're not going to go out to eat in a bathing suit.
Right.
So,
I mean, unless you just got done swimming and you stopping and getting some ice cream or something like that, and then 9 times out of 10 you can sit outside at the little bodega, whatever, with a towel on or something like that. You see,
yeah,
you see outings like that. I think the more so thing is the mind, right? The mind is a terrible thing to waste, right? And you have to be mindful as you put up these different boundaries of the mind, right? Now, the problem is speaking about this on an open panel, it's a controversial conversation,
yes,
but it's a diverse conversation, right? The perspective of a man in this situation is not needed. I mean, I'm not going to say it's not needed. I'm going to say it's not um necessary, right? And here's why I say it's not necessary, because we know what we're supposed to be doing as protectors,
right,
right? So it, I don't have to continuously, speak out on what level of protection all I got to do is protect you. I know what I'm supposed to be
right,
doing. I know what I'm supposed to be keeping an eye on. I know what I'm supposed to be watching. Sometimes in situations, it's better to just protect them from what they need to protect them about, as opposed to having an argument with them about what they need to do to stay protected, right? For instance,
exactly,
a lot of times you'll run across situations where someone is not there to speak up for themselves, but you speak up for them in
right,
that moment. You never tell them that you spoke up for them, but they know that something has changed that says someone spoke up for them, right? Sometimes that's all it takes, right?
that's it,
Now, in a situation like this, when we're talking about how we view our kids, I think the punishment shouldn't lie on the kid, right?
exactly,
So,
exactly,
and I think that's the point that you were trying to make too, which is basically you're going to stop that kid from that, that training, that learning, that ability to try to, gymnastics, ballerina, all of these different things that might require, comfortable or low cut clothing, just because you see the world full of these type of people. That's punishing the kid. So it's very, like, the topic itself is very touchy, because when do you stop looking at that kid as a kid and give them the credit for being grown? Because you're not going to raise your boys the same way, right? So if you got a boy and you raising your boy, you telling me you looking at that college boy as a kid all the way until he no, 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 no. So why do you view a woman and say that she's a little girl and she'll always be a little girl in your eyes?
right,
It's it's subjective. It's like you picking and choosing how you want to view somebody based off of your own perception of this, right? People
exactly,
work hard to get to the ages that they at. Some people ain't making it past 16, 19, 18. So you mean to
right,
tell me, what I'm saying, I'm 20, 22 in college, you know, and because I ran into your, grown self, I got to be a little girl, and I'm always going to be a little girl. No. No, but here's the thing about this. I want you to think about this. These two things can't go together, right? These two things cannot go together. You can't call me a little girl and sexualize me at the same time.
Right. Exactly.
It don't go together. It don't go together.
Not at all.
So that's, 9 times out of 10, that's why I stay away from those conversations.
Yeah, that was
Um,
and I like your perspective on it, Ralph. It was really, really good perspective on it. That makes a lot of sense. And it just, like you said, when you're young, your job is to protect, and that's exactly what you're going to do. And they made a statement about, um, well, then the kid, like after whatever gymnastics, they got to walk home, and people are following them. I'm like, who's walking home and who's
who's
following?
following them, right?
Yeah,
How,
like not.
how did you
You either
create this whole story? You got us worried about a what if story, and you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
it's coming out of your mind. That's the dangerous part, is that the person that's telling the story is giving you the scenario of how they think. And they're
Yes.
not looking at their self to say, like, maybe I should change the way I think.
Right.
I understand.
Exactly.
It's just, you're saying this for the sake of conversation,
Right.
because it's no way you really think that every damn kid is being followed home by some creepy person. There's no way that you're thinking that. There's 9 billion people in the world. So that's saying that we're all
Yeah.
disgusting.
Exactly.
What
Exactly.
what about what about the parents that's making sure the kid get home safe? What about the parent
Right.
that's
They
not
walking
pulling off
home.
until you see them go in the house? Like, what about the ones that actually carry themselves knowing how we are supposed to? If someone put their kid, and you can ask any parent that ever put their kid around me, I'm calling a parent. When my son say he about to go to somebody's house or something like that, I need to talk to that person's parent first,
Yeah.
right? If he's spending the night, I need to know how many people are actually in that house, right? How many
Yes.
adults are in that house? You got some uncles staying there.
Yeah.
That's how I was with my daughter. With my daughter, when my daughter's 23, 24 years old, she just had a birthday March 19th, right? Um, when my daughter was younger and she say, "Dad, I'm about to spend the night over summer house," I need to talk to the parents that's in the house,
Right.
the adults that's in the house, how many kids, how old is the brother, so on and so forth, right? But
Yes.
this was I wouldn't tell my kid this, right? These were the
Right.
proper precautions that I was taking as a parent. Okay, you got your phone, make sure you call
Right.
me. I need you back home at 11 o'clock. That's what time you're supposed to be back home to get out of somebody else's house after you spend the night. 11 o'clock, you're supposed to be back home. Not noon, not
Exactly.
1, 11. And this was an understanding that it's a communication thing.
Yes.
We're lacking the communication that we're supposed to be giving our youth, and then we wondering why it's all of this, weird chaos in the world. you
Right.
know so I
I
think we
like
have
that.
to open our mind a little bit more, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Um, I know Maggie is going on this redemption tour and trying to apologize to those that she wronged. And it's blowing my mind how many people it was. I didn't realize it was that many people. Honestly, I just thought it was us. Yeah, not, but I didn't realize it was so many people. But she's going on this apology tour, and everybody's not going to accept her apology. And not just that, they're going to say some things that's probably not going to be very nice, because I really do think that Too Strong was, or what Carl, whatever his name is, sorry, I'm mispronouncing it, was wrong to bring up her breasts and to equate that to, anything, as if she's wanting something to happen. So that's what I got out of it. And that's about it. but it is a touchy subject, and I like the diplomatic way that you explained it, Ralph. And so does my audience. We appreciate that. So, what are you going live and what are you going to be talking about?
You know me, I got a live schedule right now. That's what they keep on, clicking on, telling me to
Oh,
get
you
to.
got to go.
Yeah.
Okay.
But before I say, I want to say you're absolutely right. I think how there's a proper time for everything, right? I think if that was something that he wanted to address, maybe he should have invited her back at a later time and said, later, well, there's some stuff I want to ask you after you go through your healing process or go through whatever it is that you go through, right? Season,
Exactly.
right? So that's what I
Especially
think
if he
about
was
that.
concerned. Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Especially since he appeared to be, especially the way he talked about his family and this and that. But I don't want to hold you up, Ralph, because I know you got a live.
Yeah.
So come back anytime and join us and hang out with us. You promise?
I promise to come back and just kick it. We have to put something together where we can put a panel together. Some people hold a nice conversation, allow it to be, a collective thing, because I think we need more spaces where people are openly talking about something. It's not like an echo chamber where everybody is agreeing with each other. I think
Yes.
we should open up the door for different age brackets so that way we can try to get a little bit of insight from the mind of the youth, right?
I
Because this
love
is,
that.
so I think we need to open up the panel for the youth, for them to come in and just let them talk. And maybe we just need to listen
Learn
to them.
something.
Yeah, maybe
Yes.
we need to listen to them and get a better understanding of just what it is that they're going through. They got all this stuff going on in school. They got kids identifying as furries. It's a lot of stuff going on, and
It
I
is.
think we need to open up the door and allow a little bit of
That is so true because it's not just about us. It's about, like you always say, the collective. It's about the kids too. And wouldn't it
absolutely,
be great to get their perspective because you learn so much from them. You know,
absolutely.
it's amazing what you can learn from them.
Absolutely. And I
I
think
would
it's
love
about
that. I'm,
time.
I'm down. Yes,
Yeah, I think
definitely.
it's about time we open up the door and allow them to tell us, without malice, without, because a lot of times when they tell us about their parents, when they tell us about these older people in their life, because we are the older people that are living, we go on a defensive for them. Like, you ever look at it from your mom's point of view? You ever think that your dad get tired of you? You ever think so?
Yeah.
I think we need to change the approach, open up the door a
Yes.
little bit for a little bit of understanding, so that way we can at least start bridging the gap between these generations, and just get a greater understanding of how we can help each other collectively, right?
I like that. Yep.
Absolutely. So I got to get over here and start this live. You enjoy your live. I know there's a lot of little activity going on in the Meghan Markle,
Oh,
some extra stuff coming up. I know some extra stuff about to happen with Meghan Markle. She is she's a good subject to point out. It's kind of like the reason why some people, got caught up in the Jaguar thing. This is one of those people who always seem to be in some stuff, and a
yes.
good topic of conversation to drag out. So, you know,
Thank you.
we all know what we're doing as far as just trying to find people that we can conversate with, build with. For those who are doing it in a controversial way, hey, listen, that's their way of trying to reach out. We're all screaming for help. We're just all doing it differently. Okay.
Exactly.
So love is
Exactly.
love.
Okay. Bye, sweetheart. See you
All right. You have
later.
a great one.
That's our Ralph the Wise. He's doing his thing. I really like his perspective. I really like his diplomatic way that he talks about things. I wish I had that gift. I wanted to say this too. I meant to say this about Maggie. I thought that Too Strong was very disrespectful to her when he brought up her breast. I did. But he can do and raise his kids, and everybody can raise their kids the way they want to raise their kids. But don't, in my book, like the gymnastics, like that was a bad thing for him because of the clothes. That's all you thought about was the clothes. Here's the thing about clothes. Predators don't care what you have on. They don't. They don't care what you wear. If you are, sorry, PA, sorry, forgive me, YouTube, for saying that. They don't care. But, and my thought too was that why would I deprive my child of, being in the Olympics one day, or going to get a scholarship for, for whatever, for gymnastics or swimming or something like that. Something that she loves and enjoys doing. She loves going swimming. And she has a 2-piece, and she has 1-pieces with the curls at the bottom. But a swimsuit is a swimsuit. And thinking about someone looking at my child, that's disgusting. But when I'm in that environment and you see all the parents around, we all have one track mind, and that is we're here for one reason: to let our kids swim and learn how to swim. We're not thinking about, oh, look what that one has on, and look what that one has on, and that one's too short. That one ain't even putting on no clothes. We're not thinking of that, not as a parent. And then, because the ice skating, and I was triggered, as you can see. I have a few things about Maghen going on. I even have a magazine, okay? Something about taking away her titles. They ain't taking away her titles. I didn't agree with them. I didn't. And I like Too Strong. But that subject and what happened to Maggie kind of turned me off. It did. And I'm not saying Maggie's a saint. But what I'm saying is that she was pouring out her heart to them, explaining to them that she was sorry. Whether they believed her or not, that was up to them. I thought Storm is his name? Storm Radio, Storm. I was going to play a video, but I was like, that's too much. Storm something. He keeps over there. And I feel like he did a 360. I thought that he was like rude, especially about the plaque thing. Remember the plaque? Maggie said that Jag got a plaque. We all saw it. It wasn't any other way. We saw that she got a plaque. Her name ain't on it. And it was a last minute thing. Yeah. But he was like, facts is facts. And I'm like, okay, your facts is a little off too. Anyway, what else? Because I saw it. I wanted to go up on the panel. I was gonna go up there. Scary old me was gonna go up there on the panel. And the link was weird. You know how you just click on the link? No, well, none of that. You couldn't even copy and paste it. Because I would have just got on there and I wanted to say that. That's what I was going to say. That if anyone knows what Maggie's been through, is me. because I saw it too. I was in it too. We were friends. I would go over there. I wasn't in the back scene. Now, I wasn't in the clique like, Letitia, let's talk to you offline. No, only me and Maggie did that. Me and Maggie did talk offline and say little things and whatever. But I was never in that group where they went off to discuss who was going to be the next troll. Obviously, I was. I came quick. She was jealous of me quick. Jaguar was jealous of me and Maggie's friendship. She was. It hurt her to her core because she was already trying to get rid of me in the beginning when she was trying to say that I was at AT2's house. I'm like, so? What childish. This is the biggest childish moment right here, is when people can tell you who the hell you can go listen to. You should be able to listen to whomever you want to. But what you shouldn't do is talk about other content creators while you're watching it. And you know what I'm trying to say. Just be respectful. Common sense. But no, I didn't agree with it. I didn't agree with nothing he was saying. I think that you can cover yourself up, and as the children continues to grow up, like my daughter doesn't have concept of nakedness. She'll run around this house, and I'm like, let's put on some clothes. Let's put on some clothes. Teaching her and gradually letting her understand that you got some goodies that you got to keep to yourself, that you don't want no one to see. So we'll get there. I'm going to be an open book to my daughter. She's going to be like, God, I don't want to know that, Mama, but you're going to know it. You're going to know everything. That I'm going to tell her. We're going to have that one-on-one communication and talk to. And just like Ralph said, you're going over someone's house? Nope, y'all can come over my house. Nope. Who's at her house? Uncles, cousins, brothers? Who? And my daughter is not walking home alone or walking home. What does she look like walking somewhere alone? Now, I can see her being in college and trying to go from her, she's not going to be in a dorm. She's going to be off campus, and she's going to have a car. She's going to be able to get around, and she's going to have some mace. And then I'm going to teach her. She's going to go to karate classes. Oh, yeah. But no, you guys missed that. But no, Golden, let me know if you want to come up here, if she's still here. Hello, Dell. I saw you too. They're not walking home in no leotard. Can you imagine walking home in a leotard? That's that stupid stuff. And who is in the gym that don't supposed to be in the gym, that's in the gym being a perv? Who? All of us are parents. When I take her to the little gym on Saturday, which is tap, ballet, and gymnastics, she wears tights and sometimes like a skirt. But she's got all kinds of stuff she wears. But the point is that who is in there being a perv around these 4 and 5-year-olds? Everybody in there is a parent. And I'm not saying that they can't be. I'm not saying that. But I'm just saying, so I'm supposed to take my daughter out of gymnastics because of the clothes they wear. I am supposed to take my daughter out of the swimming classes that she takes because of the clothes she wears. I'm supposed to stop her from ice skating because of the clothes that they wear. Get the hell out of here. And then we're talking about track, everything, basketball. So your daughters just will be deprived of that. And it is what it is. They might have really enjoyed gymnastics, but since daddy has, got this thought. I asked my husband about it. I said, honey, help me with this. What are you thinking? He said, mm-mm. He said, no, we don't do that. I'm gonna get into Maghen. Whoever wants to come up, I dropped the link. Oh, I gotta make it Wayne, make it Wayne. Thank you. Somebody was trying to tell me that make it Wayne, which it does. I didn't know they did that at strip club. But anyway, I said I was gonna adopt it anyway. Maggie was apologizing. Hello, Darcy. Maggie was apologizing and saying too much for her reputation tour. Yeah, I think I would have just, I don't, whenever she decides that she's coming over here, because I'm not going over there, I don't feel the need to, because I don't want to talk about Jag. I don't want to talk about what happened. I don't want to go back down memory lane. For what? I was there. I don't want to talk about that. So she's got a long journey. Sounds like she's got a long journey to go. And yeah. But I dare not to have a conversation about that. Why? We want to go back over what happened. She's already admitted it. That Ada thing, that's a big one. Hello, Lisa. I saw you earlier. Hope you're still here. And so, Dell. Hello, Dell. Hello, Gus. Hello, Amy. Hello, Cordelia. Hello. And be happy. Let's give her some hearts for giving me a super chat. Let's give it up for Be Happy. She made it Wayne, made it rain. She made it Wayne, made it Wayne. Hello, Gigi. Yeah, we can learn from them. They smart. They know they are. I learned so much from my daughter. They are against the lot. Bye, Ralph. Thank you for slowing it down. I got so behind. Anyway, I picked up this magazine. Let's get to the show. It says Meghan Markle's titles are going to be taken away. Who believes it? I wasn't going to get the magazine, but it was the other magazine was People Magazine, and they were talking about, oh, how wonderful she is in her new life, in her new soap opera, her new show, and her new podcast, Lemonado. Meghan's arrived. Like, I was not going to get that book for you guys and read that and be like, gee whiz. Yeah. So I got the thank you so much, Be Happy. It was. That stuff was weird. Gymnastics. No, you can't do that because of the clothes, girlfriend. And I know people out there like that. I don't know them personally. I've seen them on TV. But my goodness. It's about power and control. He was out of line of Maggie, more so than Quiet Storm was. He was just sitting there agreeing. Luna. He was just sitting there. Yeah, and I would have been mad at both of them. I'd be just like Maggie. But is it hard for her to be mad because she's on an apology tour? She has every right to be upset for him bringing up her boobs. Every right. Like, and why are you bringing references to something that no one is talking about? You brought it up. You started pointing at me and started showing people my breast. I hope she doesn't change her self because of people like him. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes I wear shirts like that, especially when I'm going to a. But you know, I just think I don't agree with him. I totally disagreed. So basically, I don't know his name. Carl is his name? Too Strong. Not Marlon, the other one. Was calling it, he called it strip, you know, dressing like a stripper. I mean, he made it look real dirty. And I think that to me was offensive to in my book, to a mom like me that encourages her daughter to do whatever the hell she wants so she can be whatever she wants when she grows up. All under my care. All over me watching. Put your jogging pants on. Don't walk out without your pants on. No matter if you're going in there or out. You know, stuff like that. Common sense stuff. But no, I'm going to deprive you of such and such because of the clothes, because of what it looks like, because it looks sexual. What the? I had to bring that up, guys. I'm sorry. I needed to get that out of my system because I wanted to talk about it yesterday on the panel. I think me and him would have got an argument. Because I wouldn't have been so polite as Genesis. I would have just been like, yeah, People Magazine was a flop. This one, she's being stripped of her titles, of her royal titles. I don't believe that. They in here lying. Do you guys believe that she's going to be stripped of her royal titles? What did she do that she hasn't been doing? William plans first day as king to stick it to the Sussexes. He's saying it's William's going to do it. I don't believe that. Ruthless Prince William is eagerly awaiting the day he'll be crowned Britain's next king as he rarely to strip the Duke and Duchess of Sussex of their titles if they ever again publicly rip the royal family. According to insiders, William has never stopped seething over how his brother, Prince Harry, and his American sister in law, Meghan, badmouthed the palace after the pair ditched their official duties in 2020 to cash in on their push pedigrees, and how the verbal attacks, saddeningly, the men's father, King Charles the King, was especially stung by Harry's labeling him an emotionally cold father in his scathing memoir, Spare. Sound like it's going to be pretty good. Let's watch some videos. Y'all want to do that? Yeah, and I'm glad I didn't go up there, I'm just glad because I don't need to be up there arguing with nobody about leotards. And I'm just glad that I don't have a husband that is like that. We would really butt heads. Letitia, that is not a magazine. That is like the worst tabloid. It is the tabloid. It is, but some of this stuff be true. I don't know about all that about William taking the titles. I don't believe that. But so far, so good. He did write that memoir. But the monarchy is very concerned about his image and fears backlash. Hold on, guys. Okay, sorry about that. No, he's not going to take his brother's titles. Late Queen Elizabeth named her grandson Harry in formal suits Meghan Markle as the Duke and Duchess of Sussex on their wedding day. Charles, 76, worries he'd be seen as petty if he yanked back the titles granted by his beloved mother. But hard-nosed William, 42, has no such concerns. Behind the scenes, people are saying that the royals have quietly sanctioned the titles removed if Harry and Meghan step out of line again. Again? They always stepping out of line. Hello, Susan. Hello, Athena. Yeah, she didn't change her name. They can't take that. Meghan's not going to let them take Sussex. Good luck. That's why I almost didn't buy the magazine, because I was like, this is a bunch of bull. Nobody's taking her title. No. Men like them. Who? Okay, highly sensitive. Luna, totally agree, Letitia. I don't agree with him. A good point that Maggie may have held back her argument since she was there to apologize. Now they owe her one. He does. Because they were putting ones in the chat. I was one of them. when he said, put a one in the chat if you think I was disrespectful to Maggie. And then all you saw was all these ones fly up. But he said, I still stand by what I say. You were wrong. First of all, for you to even mention her boobs, you were wrong. That within itself was a big no. Don't be talking about, even if they up in your face, don't pretend like you don't see them. I am so used to her outfits and stuff being like that. It's normal. That's her style. That's her image. That's who she is. And she's not showing anything. Like someone said, she's not even showing anything. Well, she is going on her apology tour, and everybody's not going to accept her apology. And I don't know. Hello, Chad. Why do women expose their breasts? Exposing their breasts is seeing everything. This right here is not exposing your breasts. It's not. But wow, too bad we can't dress like that because men take advantage of it or they can't handle it. Why do men take off their shirt? Why do men wear them shorts when they go swimming? I'm going back to how this is different. No, I don't believe she was showing them. Chad. That statement Harry put out on the press, leave my girlfriend alone. You are harassing her, yet she is doing pat walks with a necklace on with H&M on it. Then the interview with the... Did he say leave his who? Okay, I remember. Lily, what about the fact Vanity Fair? Ooh, did anybody read that? Is it out? Do you know about it? Okay. I got a video, guys. Okay. I know we got off late, but it is what it is. And I could change the subject at any moment. Matter of fact, we can talk about two at the same time. Uh-oh. See, what's weird about the situation is that you have People Magazine with this puff piece. Oh, Megan's doing wonderful. Oh, yes. And then you have her on Drew Barrymore show looking like, oh, this is wonderful. Yes. Then you have her, well, I'm missing one, in a magazine thinking she's this and that. But then on the flip side, you have the show was boring. She's got clothes that she's trying to hawk or sell or advertise for a commission. Like the greed is real. Be different. She said all the proceeds are going to go to those people that were in the LA fires. No. All in her pocket. She's trying to be, I told y'all a long time ago, I said she's trying to be a billionaire. That ain't gonna happen. I'm sorry. It is so unfortunate. It's gonna take a lot. She's got to change her ways before she can be anything, because people are not buying it. Have they sold out the clothes yet? Are they still for sale? Do they have any on there that says sold out? $500 for a shirt. For a shirt. She should be ashamed of herself. Who's she selling that to? Gwyneth? Not until William is king. You think that's going to happen? I think that Meghan is the beast of the times. She is being supported from all angles, not necessarily Lily. And it is an example of all that is wrong with the world. She ain't doing too good. She's got Lemonado. She's got Instagram. She started back from the bottom, from when she had the TIG. She had to go back to those TIG days. Plus the cooking show. That was Netflix still trying to get the rest of their money. And Lemonado, who's ever even heard of them? Who? I'm definitely not getting a subscription. I'm definitely not subscribing to Lemonado and paying them $1 to listen. So if it ain't free, I think that she's in some trouble. I think she's downhill. I think she wants us to believe that she's doing so great and wonderful and everything is just perfect in her world. And it's not. You can't cut off a family. Cut off your families. And then live in this other world of Celebrityville that's now your niece's, now your auntie to your kids. Auntie Serena. Auntie Gwyneth. You know she got into some trouble for hanging out with Maghen. That wasn't a good look. That boy then. What? Okay. Ooh. Hello, T. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Maybe we need to stop reviewing any royalty. Have any of them done anything to be idolized? Okay. Just be a rich and entitled nanny's holiday servant's guard. Here's the thing. She's not satisfied. She's not happy with that, Lily. It's just not enough. If it was enough for her, having Harry as a husband should have been enough. No. She's kind of trying to climb this ladder, and let's see if she reaches it. Let's see if she reaches it. SCJ, I wonder, just checking, did you slow down the chat for me? Because I am so behind. And you did already. Not holding my breath that Charles and William will ever do that. Me neither. I'm with you. Okay, look, let's do the Mimi song. Did we forget? It's the Mimi show. You know you guys love this song. Come on, work with me. It's the Mimi show. Okay, where did you go? Kara woke up this morning and did not want to go to school for some reason. She was grouchy. I hit a button. I did hear about that, and I'm going to play that. I heard about it yesterday, but we're going to play it. It's a Mimi show. It's a Mimi show. Yes, you're right, Maria. You're absolutely right. It's like still going on. I don't want to be arguing with anybody. That's right, Blue. Blue is not playing. Yeah. I thought he was out of the hospital though. I hope he's okay. Yeah, which one? What video? I know we were trying to look at one last time. Email me whatever and we'll watch it. Yeah. Maybe that's it. I get the church part. Yeah. No. Be happy. But to each his own. But I did think that was disrespectful. Men like them. Yes, that's right. She did Narthina, Letitia, Harry, and the other board of directors and trustees have stepped down from Senable. The beautiful African woman, Sophia, has put out an article. I think I have that, and did not mention Harry. Charles is an adulterer. Diana went to a party and found him in the basement with Camilla. Girl. And asked her to leave her husband alone. And she said that Diana should be grateful she had 2 healthy sons. I would have whooped her. We would have been fighting in that basement. I would have did something, would have slapped her. I would have slapped Camilla. I would have made a whole to do out of it, and it would have been all Charles's fault. Yes, cleavage. Yeah, I would have told her something. Let me share my screen. God, I know I didn't finish. I feel like I'm getting off to a late start. Am I?
Yeah. Welcome back. The chairwoman of Prince Harry's charity Centre Barlow has accused certain individuals of playing the victim card while alleging abuse of power and misogyny within the organisation.
This follows the Duke's resignation as patron of the organisation, a charity close to his heart, dedicated to supporting young people affected close to his mission as patron.
And misogyny within while alleging abuse of power and misogyny within.
Oh God, there's okay. There are people in this world who behave as though they are above the law. Is that Maghen? Is she talking about Maghen? And mistreat people and then play the victim card. Dang. And use the very press they disdain to harm people who have the courage to challenge their conduct.
Power and misogyny within the organization.
A woman who dared to blow the whistle about issues of poor governance, weak executive management, abuse of power, bullying, all. Wait a minute. Hold the door down. What? Are you guys okay? Question, Zisha sent you an email to show a photo of Maghen and I think a video. Okay. Is it going to be under Lily? I'll go check it out. Are you guys seeing this? Oh God, I got to get the Vanity Fair. Okay, I'm trying to get to the bottom, guys. I am. Let me get to the bottom. She's desperate and going broke? Susan, do you believe, how many people believe she's desperate and going broke? Put a 1 in the chat. Harry is angry, but it is not admitting it from that the African woman who came out with Harry and Meghan and Nacho in the photo. Okay. Oh my God. Oh wow. It's got a lot going on, Athena. She has so much and is never grateful. It's deplorable. I think Lisa may have left, but I said hello to her. I like when she comes over because she comes and visits. At least come and support. You know, I appreciate those that come and support, even if you leave. Hit that like button. Wow. Are they talking about Meghan and Harry? Okay, Chad. Okay, so the reason people wear these clothes is to show their sexually true or false. People? What people? Adults? Kids? And what clothes? The gymnastic clothes? If I'm going out on town, I may wear something a little bit more sexy, probably a little dip here, whatever I want to do, because I'm an adult and I can wear what I want to wear. Let's start there. But if I'm a child, I'm going to make sure my daughter dresses appropriately, whatever she does, wherever she goes. But I'm not going to deprive her of doing gymnastics because it looks sexy. And who said it looks sexy? Who is saying that? I've never thought like that. Who thinks like that? Okay, moving on. If true, this is what Corey is talking about. Look at the Muslim women, which is the other extreme. Yeah, that's that stupid stuff. I get they trying to cover and da-da-da-da-da, whatever. Good for them. That's their religion. And I guess that's Corey's religion. So if that's what he believes, that's what he believes. But what I'm saying is don't talk down on those that do it. And that's what he was doing. He was shaming, people and trying to say that, why do they have gymnastics at all with those kind of clothes? That's what I'm trying to get at. Does that make sense? He made it seem provocative, something nasty, and that you should be ashamed of. And that is not true. I hope that made sense. I hope that I hope that made sense, though. I know it did to me. But adults should, like my shoulder here, I'm really showing some skin. This may be too much for Corey, okay? And I'm on the internet too. Uh-oh. This might be too much for him. But not for me, not for my husband. No. And I like wearing shirts with like a little button open right here, just to, like that. I like that. Yeah, people shouldn't tell people what to wear because there's PAs out there and you can't live your life because of that. And that it's your fault. No, not gonna win me over on that one. I like Too Strong. I like what they have to say, what they have going on over there. But that particular topic triggered me, and it came across really, no, that's, to be honest, and I wasn't the only one. $500 for a shirt, a green shirt. Right. Maghen is keeping that name. She is desperate and off her rocker. Little Blue seems to think they're doing well. I can't see it, Little Blue. You? Like you were saying that she gets away with this narcissisticness. She's going to keep getting away with it because this idiot keeps letting her. But how many people, how many deals that she's, hopefully this foundation thing that she's got going on is going to work out. But I honestly see this being a worse flop than Spotify. I'd rather go back and watch Spotify than listen to the stories they got to tell about how they got rich. And Maghen knows she's gotten rich from marrying a prince. Guys, did she? Oh, I will not be no, I hadn't even got. I will not be intimidated. And she's stones for those women who have no means and money. Wow. Okay. Put a QQ if you guys want me to read it. Okay. Put a QQQ. Okay, I'm going to go to your email in a moment. I know. Okay. I'm going to the bottom. Camilla. She's a witch. Okay, let me get back to this. Look at this. She has talked. She is not playing. A woman who dared to blow the whistle about issues of poor governance, weak executive management, that's you, Harry, abuse of power, bullying, Maghen, harassment. Ooh. And what's that, misogyny? And the cover-up that ensued.
Organisation.
This follows the Duke's resignation as patron of the organisation. This follows the Duke's resignation as patron of
Alleging abuse of power and misogyny within the organisation.
This follows the Duke's resignation as patron of the organisation, a charity close to his heart, dedicated to supporting young people affected by HIV in Lesotho.
For more on this, we're joined by the Daily Mirror's royal editor, Russell Myers, live from London. They're pretty harsh words.
Yeah,
what is happening here?
Well, morning, Shovo. Well, I mean, we've had the war of the Windsors over the last few years, haven't we?
Wow.
And this is another war at Prince Harry's door, a war of words, if you like, because it's getting pretty ugly. Prince Harry and Prince Siso of Lesotho, the founders of the charity Centre Bale, set up in both their mother's memory nearly 20 years ago in 2006. They stepped away from the ugly. Prince Harry and Prince Siso of Lesotho, the founders of the charity Centre Bale, set up in both their mother's memory nearly 20 years ago in 2006. They stepped away from the charity, alleging that the chairwoman in place, Sophie Chanduka, was responsible for mismanaging the company. There seems to be a row that she wanted to move operations to Africa. There was definitely some issue with the board of trustees. They asked her to step back. She has so far refused to, which is an extraordinary situation for a chair of a charity to be involved in. So Prince Harry and Prince Siso have taken the extraordinary step by saying that they have stepped back with heavy hearts and are in shock about the unthinkable issues at the heart of the charity. But so Sophie Chanduka has hit back tonight, talking about potentially Prince Harry playing the victim card and abusing people. So I think this is a very, very unsavoury situation for Prince Harry to find at his door at the moment.
So we know he stepped back. That's one thing we know. Will he respond to this, do you think, personally?
Well, he may do. I mean, I don't expect that they thought, after their statements talking about how heartbroken they were in order to having made this decision, that they would have expected such an extraordinary statement from the chairperson today, because it really is pointed and it is an attack. There is absolutely no way of getting away from that. So will they respond? I mean, they have kind of left the door open for themselves to come back and be patrons of this charity. Obviously, it's very, very, it's a vested interest of theirs. They've done great work helping a statement from the chairperson today, because it really is pointed and it is an attack. There is absolutely no way of getting away from that. So will they respond? I mean, they have kind of left the door open for themselves to come back and be patrons of this charity. Obviously, it's very, very, it's a vested interest of theirs. They've done great work helping young children affected by AIDS and HIV across Southern Africa.
Did you see that? Did y'all see the control? She had that lady go in the middle of that trophy, and all she had to do was just move down. She was defrauding the charity. Got to get the whole story, is why Harry and some others stepped down. May, you say her, the lady? Or Maghen? Oh, big news this morning. Harry's quitting a charity. They are not happy, seeking legal advice. Oh. They were mean. They were being harassed. Is that what? Hi, Kayla. Sensible broke yesterday, and I saw it broke yesterday, and more details have come out. While Harry may be getting his dues, Dr. Sophia may be paying a Maghen card as well. Why not? I don't believe she's paying a Maghen card. You do? You think that? They business just said that she's a dictator in heels. Oh, God, this is so something. I don't think Maghen realizes how she's blowing through money. She must think there's an endless well of, I think she's more desperate to be famous, powerful, and worship regardless of cost. Yeah, but she's so far from it. I think as long as she's in Celebrityville, it's weird. This is weird. Okay, let me go to the email. I don't see it. You put is it Lily? Susie. Let me try. Okay. Oh, here we go. Okay. Okay, I got it. I got it. Lily, I'm going to show it in just a moment. Okay.
So, will Harry have a chance to come back? Let's wait and see.
Okay. TBC. More on this. Thank you, Russell.
What the?
Hello.
Hello, Jeremy.
I called Rupert Lowe, the Reform MP Rupert Bell, a minute ago, which is very embarrassing. I didn't see you at Cheltenham. Did you win?
Did I win? Like most people, not a lot. Although I tipped the odd winner or two. I, fortunately, like a mug that I am, didn't back them. I tipped a 16-1 winner. But there you go. It was still a great week. And now I've come back to the madness that is Meghan and Harry and all the other stuff that they've been doing, whether it be podcast, you name it, launching shopping lines. And now Harry finding himself in hot water with what was supposed to be his lifetime's work with the Centre charity. And you
just explain this briefly to people. He set this up in honor of his mother with the Prince of Lesotho, is that right? And this was all about doing what was the basis of the charity? And briefly, we haven't got long. What's blown up today? Because he's resigned from his own charity.
Yeah, because he doesn't like Cosmic, the chairman, who they put in, this very blight Zimbabwean-born lawyer, comes in as chairman. She then decides to move the charity to Africa, where it's designed to raise money and help people in Lesotho and other and help people, children, and bring money in from Africa. But Harry and the trustees didn't like this. And there's some really, she's really thrown the kitchen sink at the trustees, including Harry, and saying they're sort of trial by press and everything. And that she is a very much decorated a lawyer, has worked for an international company. You talk about she's done the hard yards, come from Zimbabwe, but has worked in London to great effect. Worked for Virgin Money, worked in America, set up.
Hasn't she actually said that Harry and his charity are there's examples of misogyny, sexism, racism? This is the man who's married to Meghan Markle. I mean, honestly, who writes this stuff?
Yes.
Well, look, there are always two sides to every argument here, and that there's been a lot going on. But clearly, she is fighting, really, with going with all guns blazing to basically throw it down to these trustees. Remember, they appointed her, and now suddenly they're finding we wanted to get rid of her. She said no, and that basically is why the trustees have all gone away. Now, Harry is now he wanted probably to raise money using polo and various things, but she's saying we need to be looking at what we can do on home soil and to try and make sure that it really does feel like an African charity. Yes, it was set up very much with his mother in mind by Harry, and it seemed to be something that was incredibly important to him, but it seems to have unraveled. And I have to say, this sort of seems to go with the territory a little bit. It's not all plain sailing within the Invictus Games camp. So things that he's been involved with, he has ruffled feathers. And I don't know the full details of this breakdown, but clearly it's very unsatisfactory. And for Harry, it's now going to be extremely hard for this charity probably to raise as much money as he wants, because he did bring a cachet to it. But the chairman, this bright African-born woman, felt the best thing to do was to bring it back to focus, have it based in Africa, because almost feeling that she didn't want the trustees using it as their sort of private vehicle to raise money.
It's extraordinary. I wish we had more time, but there's that. And it just seems to follow these two idiots around. Meghan Markle, who's convinced that all that she's doing with her bloody useless podcasts and flogging stuff online is going to make her a billionaire. She's courted controversy in the last 72 hours. Her £712, ladies and gentlemen, ethical handbag flogged in her online shop. That's £712. Everybody's done a bit of digging, and it's being made by Rwandan women who are on 10p an hour. These sanctimonious couple who go on about the rights and wrongs. Isn't it interesting? Rwandan women making her ethical handbag for £10 an hour. She's selling it for 700 quid and wants to make $1 billion. And he sets out this stall about, honestly, whoever writes this story.
God, they're going too fast. Are you guys caught up? Can you believe this? I'm still tripping on what she said about Harry. She called him a bully. Is she? And I'm trying to turn and blame Sophia. Oh, wow, Athena, this is good. Oh, you're absolutely right, the Queen's Guard. I think what triggered me was that I think what did it for me was depriving them of something that they may really enjoy or be great at. And because you have that mindset, they miss out on it. I think that was a big one. I think that's what triggered me. But, to each his own. Everybody knows what's best for them. So he knows what's best for him and his family and how he wants to do it. But, the conversation had got down to some other stuff. Like he started comparing it to smoking. I don't know. It got weird. The conversation got really weird. Wow. I bet that was good. I'm tripping out. Maghen is digging for money. Oh, so the money is leaving her pockets. Susan said it, Sue said it, and now Shanoa. Keep it. I would have never thought she was biracial. I can tell. Because my daughter, she looks pure white. She took after her daddy. She has a slight tan. The book spare should be pulled from the shelves because as a mother and a grandmother, we need to protect our children, such as people like Harry, who is a man, doesn't matter if he's a prince. That's true. You think they'll start doing that? Because Meghan and Harry are just pushing on like they haven't done anything to anyone and hold no accountability for nothing. That's a big one. That's okay. Hit the like button, guys, if you're enjoying it. Okay, she didn't have an affair. Harry will get a taste of what it's like to have the R card played against him. Look at this.
These two are so wrong, aren't they, mate? In
Yes!
So many different ways.
Well, yes, and she wants to make a billionaire through her shop my vehicle, commissioning, basically doing nothing. Yeah. Just lending her name and being an influencer. And then she's just basically, he says, I'll be in my counting house, assuming people will go and buy this particular product, whatever the various bits of product, and it's all pretty bland, I have to say, but it is wrong. I've been to Rwanda and I've seen these women, where they live, and they need all the help they can get in some areas. And it's some of the most heartbreaking things that I've witnessed in my life, going around Rwanda and seeing in the villages, and these hardworking women. They are hardworking people, the Rwandans.
I thought Meghan Markle was a feminist. I thought she cared about women. Oh no, she wants to be a billionaire. Listen, you're a legend. Next week, I want some grand.
Look at this. Check this out. These women are making these purses, and they're only making nothing but pennies, and she's running around here taking pictures looking like this. Like it's okay. What are you going to do with the money? Pocket it? Oh. So is this her clothing line? This is sick. Now we saw the shop, beige and blue stuff. It was boring. We saw that yesterday. So what are we saying? I can't believe that lady said that to him. She called him a bully. Are y'all, hello? Debbie Campbell and Will. Okay. Harry and his rich friends were using Sensible to find polo events. Look at TRG's video. H was running it into the ground. Wow. She called MM the bully, but she couldn't say MM's name out loud. It was implied. I believe it. Unprofessionalism, bad management, misogyny. I mean, she snapped. I wish I can pull it back up. The people that keep bringing up Harry's married to Meghan forget she's a mixed race woman that lived as a white woman until she married Harry and decided to play the race card. Yeah, she plays it all the time. It just depends on the moment, you know, like on the cooking show. You know, Cartier, Lawingo, and Suzette, talking about the clothes she had on. I thought that was weird. Team Raw 50, did you see the pictures where both William and Harry with Diddy? I seen that. Hello, Kali. Kala. I hope I'm saying that right, sweetheart. No, and I didn't. Well, we're going to know more and more about this charity watch. And what do you guys think about Meghan selling these clothes for this much and these women aren't getting anything for them? It's like she's Scrooge. Remember Scrooge? Had them factories, wasn't paying them anything. Then they ended up, there was a fire. Yeah, she's Scrooge. I think she's a Scrooge. Look at all the people they gave honors to. They are never given to worker class people who have struggled and done the right thing, struggled against odds, cared about others, just celebrities. I know. She opened up her house to the people from the LA fires that they could come into her house. not the people, just the celebrity friends. She called them up and told the celebrity friends, if you need a place to stay, let me know. And then she was telling everybody else to open up their home. You didn't open up yours. You opened up yours to your Serenas and them that don't need your help. 100 agree with the chairwoman. I know. I want to read it again. Good for her. The money wasn't going towards what it should. It was going to what Frog and his vile wife wanted. He is a frog. He turned into a frog. He's not a prince anymore. He went into a frog. You are a frog, Harry. You are a ribbit. 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 Wanted, and why shouldn't the organization be based in Africa? She knows what she's doing. That's what the guy was saying. Tisha Dan Wooden had a good episode, P. Dinah, about this and the Gwyneth thing. Really? Okay.
National conversations to be had on the show. We really appreciate it. Belly, I've got to go. Thank you so much indeed. 10
Wow, that looks weird. Okay, what is that? Okay, we'll be back. Oh, that is so weird. Your stomach does not do that. Your stomach doesn't do that. Let's watch that again. Come on. Look at that. Look at her stomach. Your belly does not move like that. Wow. Explain that one. Okay, I'll see if I can pull that up. Look at this. Look at that. That don't do that. Do it. I don't believe so, Lily. Look at this one more time. Is that possible? Okay. That was just weird to me, and we're done with that. Hello, Doodoo Bird. Yeah, she wrong for that. Okay. Okay. Why did we pull this one up, Lily? Hello, Judith. No, she is not selling clothes that were worn by her. She is selling clothes that were made in another country where they're not paying them anything to make this stuff. She's a thief. I sent you an email, Susie. Can you show the photo and the video clip? Okay, here it is. Show me what's going on with the video clip. Yeah, but she gets a commission. She's getting some money for these clothes. She gets a cut. That is wrong. No, very classy. It may be Luna. I know. They are $500. We call it Meghan Markle clothes yard sale on national television. Athena, who is going to buy that stuff? Ooh, can you imagine clothes already worn? No. And then paying that much for them? No. She is being protected. Let's just hope a vile video comes out showing her abusing someone she employs of her children, the dog. I know, right? The Kardashians sell their old clothes too, stains and all. Yep, they do. It's weird. It's like they need money. Oh, I just think it's too much. A-listers are getting millions of endorsement deals, yet she is having a garage sale. Meghan isn't actually selling clothes. Some company collected up things she likes, made a website. She gets a percentage of it. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, she's been white all her life. I'm catching up, guys. Okay. Oh, no, me neither. Lily. Wow. So how would we know if her commissions are successful? I'm sure she'll tell us. Why aren't they selling out? I know I didn't like any of her outfits. Yeah, she's selling the title. But even though I don't want it. Hey, put a 1 in the chat, guys. Okay. Got it. Saw the video. Okay, let me go and see what else I got before I let you guys go. Oh, here, I'm inviting anybody wants to come up here and chit chat with me before we head out. Don't be afraid. Okay, that was crazy. Okay, and what they're talking about. Before we do that, I gotta do the charity again. What she said.
Welcome back. The chairwoman of Prince Harry's charity Centre Barlow has accused certain individuals of playing the victim card while alleging abuse of power and misogyny within the organisation.
This follows the Duke's resignation.
The organisation.
Hello.
Hello, Jeremy.
Contrary to what social media thought, Gwyneth Paltrow and Meghan Markle apparently haven't been feuding over their competing lifestyle brands. But social media has a new axe to grind with Meghan, and surprisingly, it involves her makeup. Although Gwyneth may have hinted at tension with Meghan in the past, their competing businesses, Goop and As Ever, haven't caused any personal strife between them. Gwyneth proved as much with a light-hearted video posted to her Instagram stories. When responding to a fan question that read, "Are you comprehending the Meghan Markle beef that social media says you have?" Paltrow said,
"I genuinely do not understand this at all whatsoever. Do you understand this?"
Fans were sure there was some kind of beef between the two after Gwyneth posted this video of herself making breakfast, set to a Natalie Cole song that Meghan also used to promote her new series With Love, Meghan. To many, it seemed like Gwyneth was calling Meghan out and showing her how it's done, posting an authentic video from her own kitchen rather than a rental like Meghan used in her Netflix show. The new team-up post effectively poured cold water on those feud rumours, but another narrative has sprouted up to take its place. On X, fans have been dissecting Meghan's makeup. Well, her lack of makeup, and have long been accusing her of copying Gwyneth's stripped-back aesthetic. One X user summed up the sentiment in a post from February, claiming that Meghan is copying her cooking show and her personal no-makeup style. Another thinks the recent team-up was actually some subtle shade from Gwyneth, posting, "Great marketing on Gwyneth's part. She took initiative, did it in her kitchen, and made Meghan look like a wannabe." That same user thinks Meghan is plotting to copy Gwyneth's accessories as well, adding, "Note Gwyneth's necklace. Meghan will be copying that in 3, 2, 1. Social media clearly isn't ready to move on, as users are steadily commenting on the women's surprising team-up. And while many people are here for the two women squashing their supposed beef, there seem to be just as many who are unhappy with the public support they're showing each other. One user took issue with a star of Gwyneth's stature making a video with Meghan, posting, "You caved. I thought you were an A-lister. Clearly not." Another sees it as a power struggle, with Gwyneth actually losing this round. They posted, "Why did you submit to Markle? There was no need to. You already had a loyal following." Meanwhile, another user speculated whether or not this was all just a PR strategy cooked up by their teams, posting, "So you released the Vanity Fair article shading Meghan. You shaded her with the breakfast video, but the beef was all a PR exercise? Shame on both of you for treating us like fools." The piece they're referring to is Gwyneth's March 2025 feature in Vanity Fair, where she admitted to not knowing the Sussexes, saying, "I don't know Meghan and Harry. I mean, I've met Meghan, who seems really lovely, but I don't know her at all. Maybe I'll try to get through their security detail and bring them a pie." Gwyneth also skipped over a chance to criticize Meghan's attempt to stake a claim in the lifestyle industry, telling the magazine, "I think there's always more than enough to go around. Everybody deserves an attempt at everything that they want to try."
Thank you for loving me so much and celebrating with me.
Well, that happened.
She is adrift on facts and reality. Is that an accurate description?
Well, it came after he explained that, because I literally don't know where to bite first. Where should we start? Okay, well...
Should we start with Graydon Carter? So this is the former editor of Vanity Fair. And he was talking about an interview in 2017 that Meghan did with the magazine. It was a front page cover. And I think he said that She is adrift on facts and reality. Is that an accurate description?
Well, it came after he explained that she seemed to be a bit put out. I think the word was challenged, because the reporter was obviously asking about the fact she was dating Prince Harry. That had come out less than a year earlier. They went on to get engaged a couple of months later. It's the reason she was in the magazine, let's be real. The Suits was popular, but she's an ensemble cast member. And so she was a little put out. They weren't talking about her charity work instead. And so for him to then say she was a bit adrift from reality, I think is a fair assessment, because obviously that's what the conversation was going to be and went on to be, and what the cover was. So look, I will say this happened in 2017, so some years ago. Can't be helpful for her, given the start to the year that she's had, to have someone else, though, kind of going back over something and criticising her publicly like that.
It's not the first time, though, Arthur, is it, that it's maybe been pointed out that she may be bending the truth a little bit? I mean, if you remember,
the thing is, I think the editor.
Hey, there's a lot going on.
I mean, editor of a magazine like that was pretty.
Down Wooden. You got her. We did this already.
I've seen various instances where she's very controlling, and that scene you just played, for example, where she wouldn't let Sophia stand next to Prince Harry. We've seen that many times. Whenever actually he's receiving a reward,
I can't hear.
Meghan Markle is trying to edge herself in to somehow claim the award, or she's edging other people out. There's a very controlling, Machiavellian kind of attitude going on there that I think has a lot to do with this fallout.
Breaking right now, an extraordinary charity race row has developed, with Prince Harry accused by the boss of the Centre Bali Foundation. Now, this is absolutely fascinating, because for so long, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle have tried to weaponize the issue of race against others. But now, Sophie Chandoka, a very wonderful woman who Meghan Markle hates, no doubt because she is beautiful and intelligent, is hitting back in the most brilliant way. Let me read her statement in response to Prince Harry. She says, there are people in this world who behave as though they are above the law and mistreat people, and then play the victim card and use the very press they disdain to harm people who have the courage to challenge their conduct. Beneath all the victim narrative and fiction that has been syndicated to the press is the story of a woman, me, who dared to blow the whistle about issues of poor governance, weak executive management, abuse of power, bullying, harassment, misogyny, misogynoir, and the cover-up that ensued. Finally, we have a serious and accomplished Black woman saying to Prince Harry, I have had enough of your bullshit.
Yeah.
And I need to give you a little bit of background, because watch this video between Meghan and Sophie Chandoka, and it's actually worth listening to it with the sound as well. So we'll get that in just a moment, because let's just watch it from the start, because it shows a fallout between these two women. So you could see there, Meghan Markle can't stand this woman, despite the fact that she claims to boost others. This is a real female founder with an incredible CV who she hates, no doubt, because she didn't want her getting close to Prince Harry. And we saw and prepared to let her stand next to her husband.
How are you?
Good old Dan.
Hi.
I'm just sorry, I'm eating. I'm just listening to Dan. Good old Dan.
I know, he's good. This is interesting. Can you believe she wrote that note to him and told them that they were being bullies?
Who did?
She did.
The Dr. Sophie or Meghan?
Dr. Sophie.
Ah, she wrote to Dan. Who did she write to?
I think she just wrote it in an article.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought it was published in a magazine or something.
Yeah.
That's where he's reading it from.
Yeah, it's very scathing.
Good. I'm pissed off with a whole lot of them. Megan, I'm pissed off with everybody at the moment. I'm just seriously pissed off. I don't know. How are you?
I'm good. I'm doing good. Yeah.
That's cool. How's the little one?
She's good too. I can hear her in the background talking to daddy. Mm-hmm.
How long have you been on?
2 hours.
Oh, that's not too bad. That's small time for you. I'm
Yeah,
absolutely.
I'll probably do another 20 minutes and then I get off. I need to because that's what I promised him.
Okay, well, I'll try and give you some dirt while I think of it. Let's see. Let's see how poor old Gwyneth shot herself in the foot.
Oh,
by that
yeah,
stupid
that
thing.
was so bad.
I mean, she's just. Does she think we're all stupid and we've forgot what her love affair with Harvey Weinstein
I'm
and
telling
how
you,
she got her Oscar?
she messed up, didn't she? See, I told you. Now people don't like her no more.
No, she just said, "Oh, Harvey, I love you, I love you." Man, there's pictures all over the X with her kissing him and hugging him. And I thought, yeah, your knees must be worn out, darling. And then and then there was a scandal that the Tiddly twins brought up about a few years ago. It was quite a long time ago now, but when she used the N word and she was in a big scandal over it, and she said, "I don't care. I can say what I like." I thought, no, you can't. Not in this world. Oh, and now everybody hates her. So they put up 2 yacht girls, one a protege of Harvey Weinstein, and the other one married to Harry, or Harry's wife in brackets.
Oh, wow.
It's wonderful. I mean, and people are dropping her Instagram by the 1,000. Nobody wants her crap, her goop, her anything.
No, they
I
don't.
thought,
She didn't
and of
mess
course,
herself up.
oh, big time. Megan's going down with a sinking ship too. I think they've all had it. I think it was just put up to distract from the scandal in Africa with Dr. Sophie. I mean, that woman is brilliant. She's got credentials coming out of her ear.
That's what
She's
they
so
said.
qualified.
Yeah, it's
And they
exactly
just,
what they said.
well, she's fighting back and they all had to run away. Something bad going on there. They should look into the back of people. Someone was saying that Harry ordered some of the bad treatment of the back of people. Harry ordered it. So Harry's got a filthy
No.
reputation. I wouldn't put anything past him. They're all grifters. And all their charities are just about, grifting money. Don't listen to them. I
Yeah.
don't listen. I watched Duchess of Narcissus and Sue Smith and Fiona, whatever her name. What's Fiona's name? I can't think of it.
Fiona?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Fiona. They were doing a live last night.
Oh, they were?
Yeah. They were talking rubbish. They were just meandering all over. In the end, Fiona just said, "Oh, my battery's dying. I have to go." She got bored with the whole thing, and the Duchess of Narcissus wasn't in fine form. It was all a bit boring. I thought, Sue was great. Sue's always on fire, but she said she's going to shoot anybody that comes after her. She's got guns. She lives in the south. She lives in the bayou.
So it was Sue, Narcissus, Duchess of Narcissus. I saw her the other day. I went on her channel and said hello to her.
Yeah. I went on her channel once, but she was really nasty to me, so I thought, well, I won't go back and see you again.
Oh.
No, she was abusive. She spoke to me like I was an idiot, and I thought, okay, fine.
Oh.
I used to like her. I thought she was sort of charming, but I think she's lost the plot. She had Foxy on. Foxy came on.
Okay.
Who have you had on today? Have you had anybody on today?
Ralph was on earlier. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I love Ralph. Yeah, Ralph's great.
Yeah, he was on earlier. We were talking about Maggie's live.
Maggie's lying, or Maggie's what?
Live. Her live.
Lies. Oh yeah, I can't get a handle on her. You're going to have to explain that to me. I don't get that at all. But there got one thing I wanted to say.
Her
While I've got,
lies. Like
yeah,
her.
lies.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Not lies.
Did you, before I forget, did you see Paula's channel? Paula's post?
No, what did it say?
Oh, it was great. I mean, I put it on X and Facebook and Instagram everywhere to promote it because she said not many people were seeing it. It was really brilliant. She covered everything. She covered all the details of Dr. Sophie, and she covered all the details of Maghen and the real reason Maghen and Gwyneth did that stupid thing. She was great. It was a really great blog, and she's losing followers, and I don't know why. I think, I didn't hear Sue or Fiona or I don't know what Duchess's name is. I can't think of her real name. Anyway, I didn't hear them mention Paula's name, and I thought, you people are really rude, because Paula's done a great job with research and background, the same as Molly and Grift. What's her name? Megan's Grift. Is it? What's the Grift one?
The Royal Grift?
The Royal Grift. Yeah, she does some beautiful work too. Yeah, so her and I thought, I suspect there's an undertone.
Actually, let me give a shout out. Let me give a shout out to Danny Robinson. Check our channel out, AT2, Ralph the Wise.
Brilliant.
Yeah. And you
love AT2. Love Ralph.
So.
Murph was back on Maggie the other day.
Huh?
Murph.
He was?
Yeah, she had him on and she was talking to him. She said, if he wants to come on, I'll have him on. And she did. I really think you should have gone on, though, because everybody wanted you. They were begging you. No. And you could have gone on and said, well, look, just what you said to me. You said, well, I've forgiven you, but I know. What was your word? You said, I've
forgiven you.
I forget what she said, but I know you said, I've forgiven you, but I find it very, very hard to trust you.
Yeah.
Again. That's what you told me.
Yeah, that was in the beginning. I don't want to go on her channel.
And what would you say if she came on yours?
I would tell her that, that I know you didn't mean it, or, you apologize and I accept your apology. There's no need for us to talk about that anymore.
Right.
And I don't, go over what happened. You've already admitted it and you don't need to do it again.
Yeah. Well, you could have said it on her channel. And it would have been good for you because 500 people would have heard you.
I don't want to go over there. I don't want to be over there. I don't.
I said I'd come on with you. I offered to come on with you. I wasn't going to say anything, but if she said anything mean, I would interject and say, "Now listen,
I told her that. She knows. She knows. She knows.
Yeah. Well, I don't think she'd have me on anyway. If I, she always says come up, but she says I respect my right to say no to anybody I don't feel I want on. So I don't think she'd let me up anyway. Anyway, I've got nothing to say to her. I mean, I think she's been. She says she was in a cult. She said she was. I think she was. I think she was hypnotized.
I believe it. I do.
I think
I was saying it. I said she's in a cult. That's a cult. It's a cult.
I think Jag has really weird voodoo power because she really distorted. I mean, you and I both liked Maggie in the very beginning. We thought she was nice. She was, when she first came on Sean Atwood, we liked her.
And
then suddenly, yeah. And then she just turned.
We had some great times. It was great.
I was shocked. I was shocked at the way she turned and changed. She didn't seem quite right in the head. That's why I thought she was,
I think she's getting her bearings back, and she'll find her way and find who she can trust. It's gonna take a minute for
yeah.
her. It
But
is.
do you think she's scared? Because I know that Jag must be really angry.
No, I don't think she's scared. I think that I don't think she's scared. No, Maggie's not scared.
Oh, I hope not.
I think what happened yesterday was big because she was trying to apologize and it didn't work out.
Who was she apologizing to?
Too strong. Mm-hmm.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
Ah.
yeah. I don't know about them too.
A lot of people have, gone back and accepted the fact that their abuse was really not out of her mouth, but more out of Jag's.
Yeah.
Although Jag was just using her as a tool. I mean, we said that ages ago, you and I, that Jag's just using her platform, just using her. She's just taking over and saying, "Shut up, be quiet, let me talk. It's all about me." And that was Maggie's channel, and she was saying things like that.
Yes, exactly.
That's what she said to you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's exactly. She didn't say it. Jag said it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And Maggie didn't defend you. She just said, "Let Jag talk. You stop talking. You stop talking, Letitia. You stop talking. Let Jag talk." I thought, well, for goodness sake, you've had a point. You came on to talk. You didn't come on to listen to Jag talk.
Well, I think she had been listening in the background the whole time.
Of
and
course.
She didn't like how the conversation was going. So she came on the live.
Yeah.
To make it about her.
Of course, yeah. Everything's about her. Every story. That's what Maggie said. She said every time Maggie spoke, it would just suddenly be a story about Jag.
I would have blocked out too. I would have been like, what is she saying? I'm not even listening. I mean, I would have did the same because she bores Jag. She bores me.
Yeah, she does. She is boring. She's become boring.
Boring.
AT2 was playing one of her lives, and she sounded deluded. She wasn't making any sense. And yet, I watched Sean Atwood the other night, and he had Jonathan Hay on. Now, Jonathan Hay's really big. He was exposing Johnny Depp as a pedophile, which I think is great because I've always known Johnny Depp was a pedophile. Anyway, I won't talk about that. But he was saying how much Jag meant to him. She literally saved his life and saved his career, and he had nothing bad to say about her. So back in, perhaps a decade ago, Jag was a different person.
Really?
Maybe it's the
I've never
drugs.
heard any good stories about her. There's a good story about her.
Yeah, he did. He said he didn't. If you go on, it's about halfway through. He talked for 2 hours. So if you go on about halfway through, he sort of talked about her. Sean sort of prodded him a bit and said, "What have you got to say about Jag? You got anything?" And he said, "Well, I don't want to criticize her because to me she was a great godsend. She saved my life and saved my career." And he has had a huge career. He's massive. He worked with Prince, some of the really big people he's worked with. And he's still working with them.
Okay.
And he's had a long and he's had a bit of a tortured experience since 7 or 8 years ago. He had a terrible home invasion. So I really liked him. I thought he was, credible. So I think 10 years ago, maybe Jag was a different person. It's too many drugs, too much time, too much fame, and too much. She's just lost the plot. She needs to quieten down and calm herself down.
Yeah.
And stay on the lithium.
Yeah. I can't say that I feel sorry for her, but maybe
I do. I think she's suffering.
Yeah,
in her own
maybe I
way.
should.
But narcissists don't suffer. They just can do no wrong. They think they're brilliant. So I don't suppose she's suffering. So there's no point in us feeling sorry for her. Just sorry for our abuse, or she doesn't.
Aren't they still together? Aren't they still a couple?
Who? Her and Odell?
Yeah.
I don't know. There's rumours that they're not, and they don't live. They live apart, and he's only in it for the money. And a lot of people are saying a lot of bad stuff, but who knows? Nobody knows the truth at this point.
Yeah.
I think ask AT2. He knows.
Okay.
Yeah. Maybe Ralph knows. Some people know. People don't want to say because it's domestic. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't think much of him. I didn't think he really had her back. I think he's in there for the money, and I couldn't see any real feeling from him. But he's certainly willing to abuse abuse people.
Yeah. He's not attractive.
So it's all a bit of a hoo-ha at the moment. But I was just interested to hear what the Sidley twins had about Gwyneth talking about using the N-word and defending it, and what's his name? Jay. What's his name? Yay. Calls himself Yay now. What? I can't think of his real name. Married to Kim Kardashian at one stage. What's his name? Famous. Yeah. Married to Kim Kardashian. Kanye. Yeah, Kanye was having a go at her over the using the N-word. Go back and watch the Sidley twins. It's a really interesting, revelation about good old Gwyneth.
Was it Gwyneth?
Yeah, about Gwyneth. Yeah, Gwyneth's got a pretty sordid background. I mean, I put up a post, I said, how many times has she been to visit poor old Harvey in the prison after he got her an Oscar? She won an Oscar with him and for the movie that he helped make. And that's how she got her career going. It's how she got all those roles, because she was a little one of his many girlfriends. Well, I wouldn't call her a girlfriend, but but it's all a bit sordid and all. And there's a story about Marilyn Mason and Mason, I don't know, with Johnny Depp. That goes back a long way. That's a filthy story too. Sometimes you don't want to get into this place. It's really dark. Letitia, we need to talk about fun things and nice things.
Yeah, but listen, let's see what he gonna say.
Accomplished black woman saying to Prince Harry, I have had enough of your bullshit.
Oh!
And I need to give you a little bit of background, because what has been syndicated to the press is the story of a woman, me, who dared to blow the whistle about issues of poor governments, weak executive management, abuse of power, bullying, harassment, misogyny, misogynoir, and the cover-up that ensued. Finally, we have a serious and accomplished black woman saying to Prince Harry, I have had enough of your bullshit. And I need to give you a little bit of background, because watch this video between Meghan and Sophie Chandoka, and it's actually worth listening to it with the sound as well. So we'll get that in just a moment, because let's just watch it from the start, because it shows a fallout between these two women.
YouTube is playing what they love channels now. Look at this.
Oh, she's such a pig.
Meghan Markle can't stand this woman, despite the fact that she claims to boost others. This is a real female founder with an incredible CV who she hates, no doubt, because she didn't want her getting close to Prince Harry. And we saw there that she wasn't even prepared to let her stand next to her husband.
Yeah.
I should just say too, and actually, I want to show you a post on X from Salty Duchess, who said, looks like we've found the real royal races. Because I should just say that even though Prince Harry might be dating a mixed race woman, he has a real history when it comes to issues of racism. Harry the Nazi. Prince Harry called a fellow soldier his little P-word friend. Harry told me, you don't sound black. claims comic. And so this holier than thou approach from the duplicitous Duke, who has actually decided for some time to put his own financial gain ahead of his charity projects, has just come back to bite him. And Father Calvin Robinson, the thing is, he's messed with the wrong woman when it comes to Sophie Chandoka. What do you make of this extraordinary row?
Yeah, I'm not convinced it's all Prince Harry. I think a lot of this is Meghan Markle.
Of
We've
course.
seen various instances where she's very controlling.
Meghan.
And that scene you just played, for example, where she wouldn't let Sophia stand next to Prince Harry. We've seen that many times. Whenever actually he's receiving an award, either Meghan Markle is trying to edge herself in to somehow claim the award, or she's edging other people out. There's a very controlling, Machiavellian kind of attitude going on there that I think has
Machiavellian. Oh, I love that word.
I don't know what goes on in the boardroom, but it seems that Meghan Markle clearly had a different view to the previous incumbent.
Well, indeed, because as Harry's grey suit, who does some great work on X, pointed out,
Exactly.
the woman that Markle is giving orders to in this video is Dr. Sophie Chandoka. She is the whistleblower exposing Harry's Centre Bali charity of allegedly covering up abuse of power, bullying, harassment, and misogyny. Big thank you to this brave woman. And honestly, Father Calvin, when you look at this woman's CV, it's the type of thing only Meghan Markle could only dream of. I mean, she is the executive chair and co-founder of Nandi Life Sciences, a US-based company creation vehicle with a portfolio of companies that have collectively raised over $50 million since October 2023. She supports scientific founders in emerging biotech. She is a corporate finance attorney with a 20-year global executive career. She is held by Harry's own grandmother, Her Majesty the late Queen Elizabeth II, and awarded an MBE for extraordinary services to business. So who are we going to trust? That woman,
like dirt,
or Prince Harry, Thicko, and Meghan Markle, who cannot even properly apply for a patent for a brand? So she has to change the name. I'm sorry. I trust
because
this
that's
woman.
stupid.
It seems, going by her record, that Dr. Sophie is a philanthropist and genuinely out there to make a difference in the world. And it seems, from what we've seen so far of the Markles, as I call them, that they are in it for their own ends. It seems that Meghan Markle and Prince Harry want to make a celebrity of themselves through this appearance of philanthropy, and they're all about making money and making more fame and fortune. And so it seems that when they see someone who's a competitor to themselves, they have to bring that person down. I don't think Dr. Sophie would see herself as a competitor. I think she's out there for the good of the interests of the people that she's operating a charity for at any given time. So there's a very different perspective, different worldview between the two parties here.
Indeed. And you know, Father Calvin, that Prince Harry set the Centre Bali charity up in 2006, and he did so to pay tribute to his late mother, Princess Diana. Can I be very honest here? And some people might think this is harsh, but I refuse to hold back. Princess Diana would be ashamed by the conduct of Prince Harry, which is all about putting himself and his own needs over the charity causes that he once claimed to support. And the fact that he's been hijacked by Meghan Markle over this provides no excuse for it. At the end of the day,
hijacked.
Yeah. I mean, Harry didn't even apologize for making that beautiful woman bob down to get under that stupid trophy.
Right.
The whole thing was set up in
He made a demeaning. They treated her in a demeaning manner.
Going to be able to run up Meghan again, and Meghan thought, okay, fine, I'm going to walk into this trap, and I'm going to show. And I think that she has shown disdain, and that has actually sort of, in a funny sort of way, trumped Gwyneth. And also Gwyneth has trumped herself by being so silly as to invite Meghan into her house to show that she's about to get Markle is flying about Meghan
the other day.
I mean, the whole thing is it's really mean girls games.
Lady Colin Campbell, Gwyneth Paltrow has just been markled, and the Kardashians have too, because she's ripping off her apparent Hollywood BFFs with her new As Ever jam. We'll come to that in just a moment. But firstly, can you believe that Gwyneth was so stupid? I mean, look at the way people are turning against her. When I would say we got the honest Gwyneth in the Vanity Fair interview. What are you hearing? Did she come under some sort of pressure from Ari Emanuel? Why did she all of a sudden decide that everything she said in Vanity Fair wasn't true?
I don't want to talk about it.
Well,
No.
you know, Gwyneth Paltrow is a very shrewd game player. And I think if you remember the way he dealt with that man to whom into whom
I'm going to
she
go.
skied. Do you remember that?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I have to go. Is that your 20 minutes? You up?
And then it was all his fault.
Yeah, I'm gonna go.
And I think she tried to
Okay,
flip
turn
it
old
so that she would want.
Baroness, whatever her name is, Lady C off. She's good.
Yeah, it's time. Did you
Yep.
guys enjoy it?
Yes, everybody enjoyed it. They all.
you
Is there any? Yeah, I'll go and I'll drop down and you can say goodbye to everybody.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Talk to you soon. Bye.
Bye bye. SCJ, can you do me a favor? Slow the chat all the way down, please. I trust no one who defends Jaggy Little. Johnny Depp is not a. Okay. She's trauma bonding with Jonathan as she does with everyone. That's all. Luna. Yeah, I don't want to be we're good. Don't see myself in her chat anymore. You know, I just wanted to let her know that we're good. But I've had my experience and I'm done. How should I say it? Like, I don't see us being bosom buddies again. I don't see that. You know, we've had our time. Now she needs to meet some new people and get to know them and, you know, deal within her sector, you know, because there's no telling what she's going to be talking about next. I'm talking about Maggie. I'm happy over here. She's happy over there. And we're happy apart. Yeah. I don't ever see myself going up on her platform, really, ever. That's not to be mean. It's just to be for real. It's a ridiculous accusation. No one stars in the sky tonight. No one. Okay, I wanted to bring up the one with P. Dinah, but unfortunately, I haven't been able to see it. Maybe we'll do that one next time, SCJ. See, I don't see the one with P. Dinah and Dan Wooden. Yeah, I don't see it. Let's go here. Sup, Cupid? Maria, Debbie, thank you guys for joining me. Hey, is the creepy one. Lily. I think it's utter confusion and flip-flopping like just at the beginning about Dear Dan, and we last time she hates Dan. He's a con. Oh, I know some people don't like Dan. I like Dan. I think he's okay. I look at up online and there are articles starting less stars in sky every year. That's interesting. Debbie Campbell, hello. Oh, yeah. How often do you see them? You don't see any of them. Wow, that's interesting. Guys, did you have a fun time tonight? Thank you, moderators. Thank you, SCJ. I appreciate it so much. You take care of me. Oh, I don't know where Snowdrop must be asleep. And we know that Isabella's doing great, guys. I told you that. She's at home. Oh. Let's recap on the way out. I think it's interesting that she wrote that about Harry and his wife. I think Maghen has taken complete over and is very difficult to work with. And it's apparent. It's really apparent. Luna's blade, it's absolutely preposterous. Speak like that. Sound be rebutted. At least, holy hell. What happened? May, looking at that, it made sense for her to move because the photo would have looked awkward. Huh. Interesting. You tell it, Dan. We are all tired of this BS. No. Lying and covering up and pretending and nope. Why isn't TMZ reporting on it? They need to be reporting on this stuff. Talking about she's selling clothes. This, like the Kardashians. She's doing a as ever at like Goop. How long is this gonna last? That's my question. You know what I'm saying? Like, how long do we think the scam jam? How long did the scam jam last? She's still doing the scam jam. Her name is Sophie. Get it right. It's like they call Kate Middleton. I hope I'm saying it right. Sophia. Sophie. I will check online now, see if it's cloudy here. Some of the confusion is deliberate, and she does flip-flop. Outrageous claims are made with no substance, coming back to LL and repeating stuff from lives LL don't want to hear. No, that's right, Debbie. I don't want to go back down memory lane. No, thank you. I don't need you. I'm sorry. You admitted it, and I appreciate that. You admitted, she admitted it. She admitted the reason why we stopped talking was because of Jaguar. And not that I needed confirmation, I already knew that. But here we go, down memory lane. Like, what the hell? For what? You've spoken, you said you're sorry, moving on. I accepted her apology, being on her platform and saying something in the chat. That was enough. Yeah, that may have been too much. But there's no need for me to say anything else. Nothing. I'm just seeing your replay to me on screen. Oh my God, that's disgusting of Sue. What a loser. I don't do hack. Gross. What happened? Little Blue, I never noticed. This has my attention now. I will be checking tomorrow. Oh, about the stars. I got to go get my nails done. I have looked at a weather app. I do. Remember Harry said about Chelsea, she's from South Africa, but she's not black or anything like that. Or some such. His death, the one with unconscious bias, H&M are the racist hypocrites. Yeah. People are finding them out and they don't like what they see. They don't like what they see. Gary can't even try. Susan, the palace set up the charity. Harry can't even tie his shoe laces. I looked up online, no stars in the sky. Wow. I know. They keep humiliating her. Who was humiliated? Susan. I'm talking about Maghen. Maghen keeps making a fool out of herself. She does. Even that little Gwyneth skit, it was so forced and so like, ew, really? What are you trying to prove? Y'all besties? You've been markled. Okay, Luna. Yes, she did. Okay, guys. I hope that you enjoyed it. The Kardashians don't care to hear about them, I'm sure. Oh, God, I still got a ways to go. Thank you, May. I hope you guys enjoyed it. It was so fun. Oh, okay. We may have seen that one already. Letitia, I am so glad you're doing well and getting on, moving forward. Thank you, highly sensitive introvert. Thank you so much. And that's how I wanted to stay. I like it over here. Little Blue, bye. Yes, thank you, Lady Letitia. Good night, my friends. It's been fun. May God be with you all. Thanks, Diane. Good night, Blue. Good night, Diane. Oh, thank you, Susan. Oh, great live. Good night, all. I hope you enjoyed it. There was a lot tonight, okay? The charity, Sophia coming out getting pissed off. Hope I'm saying her name right. Maghen, we did the selling of the clothes yesterday, but now we know she's getting a commission. You know, and then her and Gwyneth are best friends. Like, this is a lot. Oh, you must have missed my chat about the title. It's from yesterday. The title should say she's jealous. Oh. Okay, y'all gonna get me in trouble. Yes. Ah! Oh, okay. I don't see it. Hold on. Oh, she's still going on. Well, this has got to be it.
Anymore for what he's trying to do because she knows it's illegal.
It really now does feel like Meghan Markle wants to destroy every aspect of Prince Harry's life.
You didn't know that?
When it comes to his charity work, I am, of course, talking about this extraordinary row between the Centre Bali board. We're going to take you through all of it. But the first thing I want you to know is about this very accomplished woman, the chair, Sophie Chandakua, who I think is clearly going to be the first person to call Prince Harry out for who he really is. Her statement is extraordinary. It reads, "There are people in this world who behave as though they are above the law and mistreat people, and then play the victim card and use the very press they disdain to harm people who have the courage to challenge their conduct. Beneath all the victim narrative and fiction that has been syndicated to press is a story of a woman who dared to blow the whistle about issues of poor governance, weak executive management, abuse of power, bullying, harassment, misogyny, misogynoir, and the cover-up that ensued." Ooh. She isn't messing around.
She's not.
And I just want to give you a reminder of Sophie and the issues that she had with a certain Meghan, which you probably remember blew into the public consciousness during an awards presentation after the Centre Bali charity polling event, where Meghan made it very clear that she wanted to call the shots with this woman, and she wanted Harry to have nothing to do with her. Watch.
She said it like 3 times.
And as Harry's grey suit posted out, the woman that Meghan is giving orders to in this video is Dr. Sophie Chandakua.
I remember that.
She is the whistleblower exposing Harry's Centre Bali charity of allegedly covering up abuse of power, bullying, harassment, and misogyny. Big thank you to this brave woman. P. Diner, royal YouTube sensation with me now. Whoa. It looks like finally Harry and Meghan may have messed with the wrong woman. What do you know about this growing scandal?
I was so in shock when I read her statement, and at the same time so excited, and finally someone is calling him out. I can only imagine all of the back and forth that has gone on behind the scenes for months now. And finally, it has come to a head where things are being said, and I am so excited to hear this. I think Harry has truly met his match.
Yes.
And Meghan as well. I mean, we all saw what she tried to do. I mean, to think that you had the audacity to try to order a woman around. I mean, this woman is so highly educated and so on top of her game that, you know, Meghan just feels like she can just boss people around.
Yes, she
And
does.
I could only imagine that is symbolic to what we don't see. You know, I think that speaks volumes to how Meghan and Harry, for that matter, feel about this woman. I think that she's had enough. She's had enough of being told what to do, being bossed around, when she knows that lines have been crossed, and she wants to set the tone for what has happened in this eloquently written statement that she has made. And I think it's going to definitely now be a game changer in terms of Harry and his charity work moving forward. I think it's not just this charity. I think it's other things that have been happening with Travelist, things that have been happening with Meghan and Archwell Foundation. It's very symbolic because this was the
Meghan cannot work with anybody. She is not capable of it. Meghan is not capable of being friends and being friendly with anyone. She's jealous. She's jealous of this lady. And she was probably bossing her around, telling her what to do. And the lady just got fed up and said, wait a minute. Meghan, this is Meghan written all over it. What is she doing talking about his charity anyway? What do you got to do with it? Nothing. Stay out of his business and it might succeed. Because everything you touch turns to kapook. It's a kapookadook. Kapookadook. New word. Kapookadook. It falls into the kapookadook. Kapadookadook all day long. Okay? Everything she touches goes to kapookadook. It's not good at all. It's a shame.
First work that Harry started in terms of his charity work. All the other things have come later. So to me, I think it could set the foundation for other things happening later with the other works of charity that Harry is doing and Meghan, for that matter.
Well, indeed. And can we just say that Sophie Chandoka is, as Marie puts it, one smart, accomplished woman. She says her CV is outstanding. I mean, look, she's the executive chair, co-founder of Nandi Life Sciences, a US-based company creation vehicle with a portfolio of companies that have collectively raised over $50 million since 2023. A corporate finance attorney and there really is no comparison. And what's interesting is that Harry has always, P. Dinah, tried to present himself as holier than thou, when actually he is the only member of the royal family who has actually been proven on the record multiple times as a racist. And the Salty Duchess actually put together a whole load of these examples saying, look, like we've found the real royal racist. And it is interesting, isn't it, Pete Dinah? It's almost as if Harry believes his relationship with Meghan Markle gives him full protection from not just his current actions, but all of his past behavior. Harry the Nazi. Prince Harry called a fellow soldier his little P-word friend. Harry told me, you don't sound black to a comic. The Taliban retaliated for Prince Harry confessed fighting to a video game. Prince Harry apologizes over racist video. So actually, perhaps now he's going to understand that simply because he's in a relationship with Meghan Markle, it doesn't mean that his conduct is above reproach, especially given he's so often the one to throw these types of accusations at others.
How do you do it? I can do
Yeah, and I
it.
think also Maghen doesn't even come
I
off
know how to
as a
do
black
it.
woman, so I don't even think
Do
he
I go
isn't
into
out
study?
there. I mean, Harry has just put himself in a position to be exposed for who he really is by a woman who is just going to not take it and make things known to the world. I think it's so much deeper than what we're even
Yeah,
able to see.
SCJ
This
Snowdrop.
is extraordinary what has happened. I think that
I'm calling
Harry,
you.
like what she was saying, always wants to play the victim, and that's what we've seen with Harry and
Yes.
Maghen. They've come to play themselves as the victims while doing all these things behind the scenes that are not good. They're not good people.
They're not
And
good
now it's
people.
coming to a head. And I'm so excited to hear her say these things.
Me
I can only
too.
imagine what's going to happen now moving forward.
Yeah.
Harry's
How
put
many
himself in a
times do they gotta
predicament
call her a
because he
bully?
cannot cover up his misdeeds no longer. He is going to be revealed for the man that he really is.
Yeah.
And she has seen it all behind the scenes.
The
And now
royal
we're
family
getting a
knew
little
that
peek
he was
into
gonna be a
that.
flake-a-do.
And it's going to get so much deeper than what we're able to see now, Dan. I believe it's really bad what this man has done. Because I mean, think about her having to do what she's done. Them asking her to step down, and she says no. Goes to sue to stay there in the
When you
company
guys
and
put
on
it
the
on
charities
Butler's
board.
feet,
And I mean, this woman is taking a strong stance that she is not going to take it anymore, what has
no.
happened. And how does
No,
Harry
she
even
may even
step down as the
him.
founder? Like that part, I don't even understand. So
I would.
there's a lot going on here that we haven't
the
seen.
worker that's gonna
Rebecca
sit back
English,
and
the
let
royal
them
editor of the
mistreat
Daily
her.
Mail, has a
He
fascinating
said, "Wait a
piece out
minute.
on this, which is headline
Upper
Sentebale was
management has
Harry's
been
way to
full of
prove he was
crapola.
more than a Playboy prince,
Meghan and
as
Harry.
I saw when I visited with him. But there were clues
Hi,
things
Diddy
weren't right. And she says this will be a humiliating
Oh, it's going
setback.
really slow,
And
guys.
within her article, she says he had always been obsessed by what people were saying about
You
him,
guys
and
look at
this
the
time
data
was
slow
no
still.
different. And she said, sad but not entirely surprising, although he last visited Lesotho in October 2024, it was actually the first time the prince had actually been there for 6 years. Even his regular fundraising events for the charity, mostly involving polo, had notably slowed down. And he said, she said he also hadn't taken his wife Meghan to visit, and said they have focused their efforts since quitting royal duties on high-profile joint tours to Colombia and Nigeria, as well as their lives as professional victims of the royal family.
Yeah, they wanted to bring their fundraising efforts to California, and I forget where the other place was, and their charity had slowed down, right? So trying to do the work of this charity in California in another country is ridiculous. You need to be where the charity is to focus your fundraising efforts. And also, there was some talk about Harry having money from the charity donated to his travel list. Had you heard about that? That was also, I think that might have something to do with it, because that's illegal. You can't do, the travel list is a for-profit company. So there's a lot of shadiness that has happened with Harry, what he's been trying to do since leaving. And she sees everything. This woman knows her numbers, and she's bringing out all the proof of everything that has happened since. I mean, you just can't mess around with charities like this. You have to be so on top of it. If anything, you need to be listening to this woman, because she knows what she's talking about. She has the career to show it. And when you're someone like Harry, you don't want to hear it. You want to do what you want to do. And I bet you more than anything, Meghan has got her hands in some of that as well in California. You know she does. And so when Meghan couldn't get what she wanted, Harry can't seem to get what he wants to get. He crossed the line to a woman that's going to not take it anymore for what he's trying to do, because she knows it's illegal and she can get in trouble. At the end of the day, Harry could throw her under a bus, so he's not going to listen, and do things that she's recommending. If he wants to do something, he's going to do it. He's always been in that position to get what he wants.
Yeah,
But this woman knows she'll be thrown under a bus at a heartbeat, if she does something illegal. And then she's the one in trouble going to jail and prison. And this is how she's going to stop that from happening, by calling it out and telling, hey, this is what you've done. You've played the victim. You're somebody who is not going to get over with what you're trying to portray to the press. She's seen it all. And now she's no more. We're stopping this. And this is going to get really ugly. Very ugly, I think.
Of course. And of course it's to do with Meghan. And can we just talk about this from a straight jealousy point of view, P. Dinah? Clearly Meghan was very threatened by this woman, right? Because here she is, a Black successful businesswoman who has actually helped to change the world, clearly has some type of connection with Prince Harry. And we saw in that video that Meghan wanted to lay down the law and say, get the hell away from my husband.
Right.
And also, Pete Dinah, let's just be honest about it, because the mainstream media never are on these things. She's very beautiful and clearly Harry's type. But first, the reason you're watching this show is that it's becoming increasingly
guys, I gotta go. I promised my husband 2 hours, and it's been 3. Kisses to all of you. Love you guys. Thank you for being my mods. Thank you for being a part of my channel, and thank you for being a part of my growth. I love you guys, and have a wonderful night. I'll see you soon.